Okay, let me share my screen, guys.
Yeah, so before that, Dhanusha Mahatantila is a Salesforce certified architect who is a senior architect at Virtusa USA. He has 16 plus experience in software development industry and 13 plus years experience in Salesforce technologies as well. He has 20 plus Salesforce certifications, including application and system architect. He's also a Sun certified Java developer as well. Dhanusha, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Sama. Let me know when you guys can see my screen.
We're able to see your screen.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good afternoon, team. So I warmly welcome you all to the Yarl Dreamin Ohana. So thank you so much for the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to connect remotely from all the way from San Francisco, close to the heart of Salesforce. So today, team, I'll walk you through a great tool or one of the greatest products which Salesforce has introduced from their end. So when you look at this slide, you see a lot of data, right? So when you see uh, uh, the profile of Samantha Smith, you can see her information spread across a lot of systems. So from Commerce Cloud, you have her checkout information. From her social media, you have her social handles. Then from her service profile, like for example, let's say you go for a customer service inquiry, you will have your own data in a different system, right? For example, in Sri Lanka also, when we do banking, we have our bank information in our bank systems like Sampath, HSBC, so on and so forth. If you go to a medical checkup, your health care information is in the hospital system, right? So it's uh, your data spread across multiple systems, right? So in terms of managing a business or in terms of reaching your customer, how do you deal with all of this data for the same person in different manners? So here in your screen, Samantha's information is maintained in different flavors on different systems, right? For example, the name in one system is Samantha Smith, whereas in another, it's like Sam Smith. And the email address, phone numbers, so on and so forth are different. So what do you do, guys? So what is so important for us to have a single view? Well, to be honest, until recently, a lot of people wouldn't have known why this is so critical and why we need to do this, right? So you have different systems. You would have thought like, hey, we could have connected to one system to get one of information and another system to get the other. But this is a ever-growing industry called customer data platform, where you want to merge all of this data to a single view. So that when I say, hey, customer A, you know at a single glance what is the correct first name, last name, email address, contact details, so on and so forth. This is one of the cores in Salesforce called Data Cloud, which Tuan also touched base during his opening session, is the key to move forward in Salesforce. So guys, so what do you do if you have a lot of data spread across a lot of systems, and if you want to look at a single view of the customer in a unified single view? So if you are looking to do this in a business or in your customer's perspective, this is the session for you. So as I mentioned, Data Cloud is one of Salesforce organically built Salesforce products in their history, and is one of the rapid and fastest growing tools on the Salesforce suite of products. This is a core in their AI-driven CRM where they focus on AI and data. So the key to AI in a platform is data, right? So Data Cloud gives its capabilities. So I'm Dhanusha Mahatantila. I'm connecting, as I mentioned, from close to San Francisco. I'm a Salesforce certified senior architect, having over 20 plus Salesforce certifications. I have over a decade of experience in Salesforce, working for enterprise customers from USA, APAC, EMEA, to name a few geographic locations. I currently work in the healthcare and life sciences domain at Virtusa, but I have worked on automobile, financial services, to name a few. So I warmly welcome you guys to this session in Yarl. So what is Data Cloud? So if you guys are thinking what Data Cloud is, I'm not sure whether you would have heard this or whether you would have actually used it, because recently in one of our massive implementations, we were having to implement this tool in a healthcare provider. So it's a great tool to get your hands on, because it would be the future of Salesforce in terms of data and AI. So that's why I wanted to present this topic to you guys. So Data Cloud, the name Data Cloud was actually launched in Dreamforce in year 2022, but this product has a rapid history of growth in Salesforce, which I will show you in the coming slides. So this is a product, as I mentioned, which allows organizations to have a single and a complete source of truth or a view of their customer. Okay. I'll explain moving forward why this is important. I touch base initially why this is important, but I will do a small demo towards the end just to showcase what this tool can do. Okay, so hang on tight, listen, and try to grab the demo as well, because this will be very invaluable for you guys for your career in sales. Okay, so Data Cloud, as I mentioned, can ingest and so real-time data streams on a massive scale from different data streams. So you can plug your Salesforce products like Marketing Cloud, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and even MuleSoft. And if you want, hey, my customer has other systems like legacy application, what do I do? Do I need to bring in those data to Salesforce, or what do I need to do? So Data Cloud gives you connectors. If they don't have connectors, they have an API connector to bringing the customer-owned application and data sources. So that's a massive plus with Data Cloud, which allows us to consume Salesforce plus non-Salesforce data. So next, what we do is, once you get all this data in the platform, the next step would be to do automation on this data, right? To give a more personalized experience to the customer, because customer, as you know, as you would have learned and as you would have implemented, is the key in your engagement, right? When you use Salesforce. So to give the customer a personalized experience is the key in the current space or the world is moving towards, right? To reach the customer at the right time, at the right moment. Okay. So this allows us to give personalized experience in marketing cloud suite of products as well as non-marketing cloud suite of products. So a little bit of history on this. So as I mentioned, Data Cloud, the name was launched in 2022, but the initial product offering was launched in the year 2020 from Salesforce. Okay, so it was initially called Customer 360 Audience. But with the rapid growth in customer data platform and the industry across Salesforce and other ecosystems, the product has a rapid trajectory from 2020 to 2023, where it's now called Salesforce Data Cloud, which is the core of Salesforce generative AI and data. So when I got involved with Salesforce, it was initially called Customer Data Platform, where we had a use case where we needed to bring in health cloud data, which was coming from a EMR system, which is where like patient data is stored, plus an on-prem system to do a patient experience targeted marketing at the right time, at the right moment. So you bring in Salesforce data, non-Salesforce data, and merge everything via the Data Cloud. So this is a quick history on what is Data Cloud. So let me move on to the next slide of explaining industrial use case. So as I mentioned, the real world use cases of this product is massive, guys. So I know that a lot of you might be working on different domains like healthcare, maybe telecommunications, financial services, or maybe even building your own products. So in each industrial vertical, there's a use case for Data Cloud. Okay. So in the interest of time, I have focused on three main industry verticals: healthcare and life sciences, media and communication, and financial services. Okay. So all of these verticals benefit using the Data Cloud uh, because the organizations are able to see a single view of their customer. In some technical terms, you can link this single view to like a golden record in a DBA or a data warehousing technology perspective. So this will give you a single view of your customer so that the organization can reach the customer at the right time at the right. Okay. So in the example which I told, a patient experience. So you want to target a patient. For example, let's say I go to RCD hospital and I have an upcoming appointment, or RCD will be doing some uh, uh, campaigns on medical screening, things like that. Let's say they have a promotion for uh, healthcare screening. So things like that, based on your profile, the organization's healthcare provider in terms of RCD can reach to the customer at the right time. If it's like a media center like Dialog, when you have your streaming data, when you have your billing data, when you have your preferences, then Dialog can always reach you with the right promotion. Like, hey, telling, hey, we have a new package offering for Dialog TV or mobile subscription package. So it's all about data to reach your customer. Even for financial services also, a lot of banks give promotions on credit cards, maybe offers. So all of this, guys, is linked to data which the organization holds. Okay. So before Data Cloud or without sales, so how did organizations tackle this massive chat? So, well, they had to do a lot of things. Like, so I have tried to summarize in like a 10,000 foot view of what they would do without Data Cloud. So basically, they would have to buy their own cloud data warehouse. Then they would have to have a schema to bring in different data streams. Then what you do is you need to plug in data from your billing systems, your healthcare systems, your financial systems, so on and so forth. And you need to try to fit to this schema, right? So because like when you define a table, you want to bring in all the data to a single view so that you can have a single profile of the customer. So to do this, you would have used technology like ESBs, ETL jobs to do the processing, right? Wow, that's a lot of work. Okay. So what does CDP does, right? Okay. So CDP has the perfect answer, or Data Cloud has the perfect answer for this massive challenge that most companies are afraid to tackle or can't afford to handle on their own. Okay, because customer data platform or Data Cloud reduces the capital expense or the operational expense that a company, like maybe MAS or maybe a healthcare organization, maybe Dialogue, things like that, those companies would have to bear if they wanted to maintain an expensive data infrastructure manually, right? The beauty of Salesforce is Salesforce takes on that burden to maintain all this infrastructure at their end. We just need to do configurations or development on the platform, similar to what you guys are accustomed to, right? When you use Sales. So with Data Cloud, it has out of the box object models similar to Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Health Cloud. So you get accounts, opportunity, leads. Okay. And it also has their industry model. So I personally work on health cloud these days. So I'm running multiple projects in health cloud. So we have in health cloud, apart from the standard objects like account leads, we have a industry specific model to handle healthcare records. Like if you have like an appointment at a hospital, where do I store? If you have insurance, where do I store? So rather than you building those on your own, they have ability to give that model. So with Data Cloud, the beauty is you get all these out of the box object models. So you don't need to worry about, hey, what are the objects or what are the tables I need to do? So basically, you need to just map in or bring in the data to those data tables. Okay, and prompt engineering, as Tuan mentioned earlier, and in our keynotes, speakers touch base on those. Prompt engineering, Einstein trust layer is the key to Salesforce generative AI in the current scope of work. So learn this technology. It's going to be a massive technology for your implementations as well. Okay. So here's a quick look of what Data Cloud will look like. So the documentation, you can very well go to architect documentation and look at those. So when I try to do a quick demo, I'll maybe show what a data model will look like. So in the interest of time, let me walk you through how does this all work, right? So I've been talking a lot of buzzwords, data cloud, bringing data, but how does it work, right? So in terms of data cloud team, not sure whether people are familiar with what first party data is. So first party data is normally data a company owns, right? Like transactional data, behavioral data, where a company owns. Like, for example, if you go to a bank, your transactional information is there, right? If you go to a hospital system, your demographic information, your health care information, your transactional information, everything is there. So data cloud in most instances work with first party data, because to bring in third party data, there's a lot of legal compliance you need to be mindful. Just take a note of that thing. So all in all, so for an implementation, what do you need to do? Okay. So based on my experience, based on what I've seen in the industry, I have broken it down into 5 simple spheres. Okay, for you to just have a high level overview of data cloud, what you need to do if you get a project. So first thing, what you need to do is you need to ingest the data, then you need to process the data. Then the key is to do an identity resolution. You need to create your audiences, then do an aggregation. So let me quickly walk you through what those means. So data ingestion is one of the keys, right? So you have a lot of data outside Salesforce in Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, or even your customer legacy system, right? Maybe Oracle database or maybe a AWS data warehouse, things like that. Okay. So first of all, if you want to do combination of all this data, you need to plug those data to the platform. Okay. So you have out of the box connectors to plug in to your Salesforce. This is the Salesforce CRM connector, where you can bring in data like accounts, leads, cases, and even if you're connecting to like a health cloud, or you can bring in health cloud data. Okay, so Salesforce makes it very simple to bring in that. So let's say you have data that is not in Salesforce. Well, they have given you a connector called ingestion API. So guys, you need to pretty much use API calls to bring in the data. So in our implementation, we use MuleSoft. So basically, MuleSoft will pick the data from the legacy systems, use the ingestion API, and push it to the data cloud. So that's how you bring in the data. But next would be, let's say you bring in the data, okay? But data is not same across all the systems, right? So as I showed, like different systems so store the same data in a slightly different manners. What we have seen is some systems so your address with a country code, and some have the full country code, like Sri Lanka. Some store it as maybe SL. So for us to have a single unified view. I always keep on talking this single unified view because team, that's the core. You need to bring everything together, okay, to stitch those data sources to a single one view. So if you want to do that, sometimes you need to write certain formula like what we do in sales, right? So we can do normal formulas in data cloud to harmonize data. So once you bring in the data, guys, this is the key. So you have customer A's data in system like a health cloud system, and you have the billing in accounts. So you once you need to bring in, there's a concept called identity resolution, where you will say, hey, you use a fuzzy match or use like an exact match to match the data to merge those together to harmonize. So here is a screenshot of, we are saying, hey, use a fuzzy name match, then use like a normalized email, or use a fuzzy name and a normalized phone, things like that. So we will define key attributes to merge the data together. For example, let's say like you use the merge operation in a sales cloud or service cloud, you will say this would be the golden record, right? So the fuzzy match allows you to get to that. Okay. So once you have done that, the next thing is to get your audience, right? So audience is like team, like you have millions of data of your customer, right? But if you want to market to a customer saying, I want to market to a person who is between 20 to 30 years of age, who is interested in cricket. Okay. So you can have a segmentation on top of this merge data so that you will only target to people of that audience group, right? So audience segmentation is done seamlessly in Data Cloud using the segmentation tool. You can do point and click. You don't need to write massive logic to get at this, okay? So next, once you do get your audience saying, hey, people in the age of 20 to 30 who like cricket, then what you need to do is you need to do an action with that data, right? Hey, whether I want to send them, hey, the T20 World Cup tickets, or whether I want to do a promotion for IPL, things like that. So data activation is where we push this data to either like a marketing cloud or an external system to do actions. So in our use case, what I personally was involved is like once we do the segmentation, we push to marketing cloud to do a campaign so that they will be up to speed. So this is like a basic overview of the 5 key stages. So from a implementation perspective, this is in my opinion, guys. So if you are defining a team to tackle a data cloud implementation, okay, so and I know these guys or the pillars would be there in other implementation as well. So business analyst, as you all know, is a key pillar in an implementation where they will get the customer business requirement clearly documented. Okay. But from a data cloud perspective, you need to have like a data architect where the data architect will look at different data streams, then say how to ingest that. What will be the primary keys? What would be the fields you use to merge the data from different sources? Okay. So I would recommend to have a data architect or a person who is well versed with data on board for an implementation. Next, you have your dev team, okay, as you all know, who will do the configurations and the implementation as well. Okay. So these are like the key personas which I would say for an implementation, but it's not only limited. You can have a lot more. But this is what I would say would be like the core 3 pillars. So what does it all mean? So as I mentioned, I was privileged to do a first of its kind of an implementation for a large healthcare provider in the Bay Area. So where we did data cloud implementation. As a takeaway, I would recommend each and everyone to make sure when you drive your implementation, the organization has a clear strategy and a drive towards ROI realization using the powerful benefits of data cloud. Okay, because the sky is the limit of what you can do there. So that's a quick overview of data cloud. So these are a couple of links which is there from Trailhead. You can learn data cloud. Now they have introduced data cloud consultant apart from the AI, because now data and the AI is the bus, right, in Salesforce. So I would definitely recommend you guys getting your hands into data cloud. Architect.salesforce.com will give you a lot of insights. So it's been Apex Hours are a couple of blogs which actually talks a lot on data cloud in a simplistic manner. So those would be good references for you guys to have a understanding of this. So demo time. Sharma, do I have time for a demo? Uh, how does it look like?
Uh, Actually, we are all the time, Dhanusha. Sorry for that.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, then thank you, team. Just I'll take 1 second. So this is the data cloud. So this is a trial log which I got set up. So this is the data cloud. But in the interest of time, Sharma, thank you so much for your time. If there's any questions, team, you guys can always reach out to me via LinkedIn or even WhatsApp in our group. So thank you so much, team.
Thank you so much, Dhanusha, for the amazing sessions on the Salesforce Data Cloud. And again, once again, thanks for staying late for us and providing this wonderful session.